Okay, so they had a little bit of breaking news in the Lauren Smith Fields case out of Bridgeport, Connecticut. And if you're not familiar with this, just to break it down right quick, a 23-year-old black young lady had met a white man, I think he's 37, named Matthew LaFontaine on a dating app called Bumblebee. They went out, they kicked it, they went back to her house, and the next day, he said when he had woke up, she had blood coming out her nose and she wasn't breathing. She was deceased. He went back home, showered, got back on the Bumblebee app. Meanwhile, her family had been looking for her, wondering why she wasn't returning calls. So they had went down there to her apartment. And a landlord left by a note on the door. A landlord had to tell them that Lauren Smith Fields was deceased. Then they basically had to unravel the pieces. Meanwhile, the Bridgeport Police Department was saying things to the brother, I believe, basically chill, calm down. He was a nice guy. They said that Smith Fields had died of a fentanyl, alcohol, and some other drugs combined. It was like a cocktail, and it was a lethal cocktail at that. Prescription drugs, stuff for anxiety. It was a whole bunch of stuff. And this woman died. And he told, and it's only him speaking because unfortunately she can't speak anymore. He told the police that they were drinking and that she'd thrown up, but they continued drinking. And then someone knocked on the door, which later it was her brother just coming to get the laundry. He said, she was out there for a little while. Then she came back in and she fell asleep and I picked her up and put her in the bed and, and this is how she looked in the morning, pretty much dead. You know what I'm saying? And he just went on his merry way. And the family had to put together pieces, and this happened December 12th. And the family had to put together pieces to try to figure out what happened to their, to their child. And more than that, why isn't the person who they feel is held responsible apprehended or anything? He wasn't even they didn't even make him a suspect, or they didn't even ask him any questions, nothing. They did absolutely nothing. I did a full video on this before if I'm just stuttering, but they did absolutely nothing to him. He just walked free, and they wanted some justice to the point where they had to, march, in front of, I think, the police station or the courthouse down there in Connecticut to try to get people to investigate. Even the CEO of Bumblebee had told the family, I believe, if the Connecticut Police Department contacts us and they need chat logs or anything so we could help with this investigation, that they will definitely give them what they need. And the Connecticut Police Department didn't even call them for nothing. The family, they went into Smithfield's apartment to clean it up, and they found a used condom that was semen filled. And he said that he did not, have sexual intercourse with her. So they wanted to get that tested. So they need his DNA, of course. And they also found a pill that they believe might have been a sedative. And they found bloody sheets in the apartment. So they sent all this stuff. Hopefully it doesn't get, quote, lost in their evidence room, unquote, quote. But they had, gave them all this stuff that nothing was ever processed. And they believe because she is a black girl and he is a white man. And let's just call a spade a spade. You guys know that shit like this happens all the time, and they're tired of it. We're tired of it. At least do an investigation. Find out who really was using this medicine. If it's doctors prescribe, they can find this out. This girl, the family says, has no history of a drug problem. They want an investigation done. So they have been suspended. The police officers that were supposed to handle this, the detectives, they have been suspended. The family accused him of being racially insensitive. That is a quote from the family. I'm going to read something. The family's lawyers previously told NBC that the Bumblebee date is not a person of interest in this case, and no charges have been filed. That is what, So that's what the family's lawyer had told NBC. That was at the time now, so things will hopefully have changed because he is a suspect. He was the last person with her. So yeah, there needs to be a criminal investigation. Let me see if there's anything else in this article. Okay, so she had a combination of fentanyl, promethazine, hydrazine, and alcohol. So she had all that. That's why they are calling it a cocktail. Wow. So yeah, and her case and manner of death is pending. That is good because before, she just OD'd and that was it. Just treat her like, she's just any damn body. Well, she is to them, but not to her family. And you see that they are doing something about it. I'm going to try to find where this article is. I'm just going to put this article in the description box. It's a lot going on in this article. I will read it later. I'm actually in the middle of something, but I saw the breaking news and this is a case I'm following. So justice for Lauren Smith Fields. And the dude's name was Matthew LaFontaine. And there has been other women have started to talk about this and they say, yeah, he's a creep. So they need to do a thorough investigation on him. Oh, and everything in this video is alleged, but I am going to put the article that I'm reading it from in the description box. And I will be following this story